Well, folks, get your Super Rick's Ronde chants ready in the Twitch chat because it is time for Triple Trouble versus Notorious Legion Esports. Jarv Jam here with Bacon and the Eternal J. We have a team that has already made it, has already secured their spot in the standings. Notorious Legion Esports cannot go into the promotion tournament, cannot drop any lower than the 6th safe spot. It's all eyes on Triple Trouble, and whether Tadpole, Rick's Ronde, and Blue are going to do it and try to really stay alive, or whether a lot will be decided later on. They have to play Team BDS after all in the final week. Jay Bacon, what are your thoughts on the upcoming game? Who do you think is going to perform? What on earth is going to happen in the upcoming 30 or so minutes?
Well, I think the first thing to note is the fact that for Triple Trouble, they still have a chance to go to that promotion playoff. It all depends on how well this goes. For Notorious Legion, though, like they all have a good enough record and a good enough game difference that even if they were to lose their next 2 series, like 3-0s, they would still be in a position to hold that very last spot of that mid 3. So for Triple Trouble, it's a case of trying to take this victory now in a confident fashion to get as many points on the board, because they've got BDS in week 7, and on a personal note, I don't think they're going to be able to beat BDS. They might be able to beat this team in Notorious Legion. Notorious Legion have been looking like one of my hot dark horses, but when we last saw Triple Trouble, I feel like they had like a bit more of a team formation going on. I feel like they finally sort of reached a level of form that we can see this team compete at a decent level.
Yeah, and Jam, looking at this, when we look at Notorious Legion, they're safe. So going into tonight's match and then into next week's game against Servette Geneva, are they going to be playing at full momentum? Because when you're safe, sometimes it can get rid of that, passion you have in the game. I don't think so. These are great lads. I think they're going to be strong, but that is also a worry, because naturally, I think the bigger pull for them right now is to come out 4th and get a little bit of extra cash, isn't it?
Yeah, right now, this is still going for, if you cannot no longer go for playoffs, you can at the very least improve your standing, and the cash prizes are pretty surmountable or sufficient, or whatever you might call it. Difference between 5th and 6th, for example, is $1,000, and I don't know anyone who will just snuff their nose at $1,000. So the fight is still on, and we'll be happy to see what's going to happen. Jay, what are your thoughts on this? What are you looking for in this upcoming series?
I want to see Triple Trouble bring the same level of form that we saw against WeDM Girls. I think that team was probably the best competition that they had for them. Notorious Legion will now be the new best competition that they have for them. If they can continue that team play, if they can continue that trademark Bluey aggression, I can see a way for Triple Trouble to pull this upset. So much so that I'm going to go for a bit of a bold prediction and actually say 3-2 to Triple Trouble on this particular series. I realize how very sacrilege that would be, considering how much I've praised the NLE side. But I think it's still more likely that they'll take this series, but I'm just going to say that assuming we see what Triple Trouble brought to the table, I can see a way for them to win.
There has been discussion about Triple Trouble perhaps having too many cooks in the kitchen, everyone being too attacking oriented, and with that, Bluey has sort of been demoted to a role he isn't really comfortable with, or at the very least someone has to perform that role, and he was brought back into the defense. Is that a sentiment you agree with, Bacon, or are they just getting whatever they can do?
It's a weird one, because realistically, I'd like to see Tadpole in the midfield and just stay to midfield. That doesn't always work in Rocket League. Of course, you got to be able to go everywhere. But I'm just saying, as basic rotations go, and then you have Rick's Ronde and Bluey rotating around him, akin to old Brick style, before they became the Triple Trouble roster in that and whatnot. And for me, it's just coming down to that old Brick style of near enough having one man in center. Back then it was Chakron, and then just being able to rotate on around that one player, so you would always have an attacker keep on going and then a defender coming on back. So for me, I'd like to see that, because both Ricks and Blue are capable, but I know with this format and this current lineup, it's not particularly clicking, and that's why we've seen them so inconsistent so far, because it's just on the night, that's what really matters.
Can you even pinpoint someone out on that team, or is it's everyone's trying to do their best, but just a lack of chemistry is just somewhere that's stopping them from really performing at their best?
Triple Trouble is the best solo standard team I've ever seen play. That's how it feels like right now, because
They're
they're
good
three
solo standard
fantastic
teams. Sorry,
Never
never seen
three
one.
fantastic players, but they just have not worked out properly how to link up. That's where the inconsistency comes from, because they're still trying to figure that out. And I think next season it'll all click, but they've got to make themselves safe for next season, don't they, right now? So for me, I think it's going to be sheer passion, going to be sheer need that gets them the win here tonight.
Well, this is going to be a fantastic way to end the day. Ours, we're still waiting for the teams to get ready. Folks, show your support for the teams in the chat. Once again, you know how this is done. !TT if you want to support Triple Trouble, or if you want to support Notorious Legion, it's !NLE. Bacon, Jay, perhaps actually it is time to go. So with the words of our good old colleague, King Kodiak, wind them up, let them roll. Let's see what Triple Trouble and Notorious Legion Esports can do.
Let's see, indeed. A game of survival for Triple Trouble. Once again, they are in the blue colors. Notorious Legion out in the orange. Let's see whether they can contest. Let's see whether they can win this series. Matane already on the backboard. Bluey going to take control outside of that box. Taz makes his way up for a decent touch as well. Going to have to rely on his teammates as the demos and bumps start coming in. Bluey can't follow suit at this midfield control. And Cash continues to press forward up against Tadpole to the backboard against Bluey. But Bluey comes in with a decent interception and denies the shots. It's Matane off the floor crease and the floor pinch. It's Tadpole that just gets that defensive in, and Rix Ronde will try to chase it back downfield. Tadpole's got a dribble up against Cash. Cash will just boom it right back against him, take control against Rix Ronde, but the 50-50 throwing off this midfield and offensive for a loop. Notorious Legion, despite their immense aggression, been unable to score in the first 45 seconds.
Looks like we've got a bunch of goats on the pitch right now, Jay, as everyone's just wanted to ram into each other. Head to head. Clash. Antlers, horns? What do you goats have? Whatever it is, these two teams are getting in super close right now. Rix Ronde with a good save there, but it's all about just really trying to create a mistake.
You can see how Notorious Legion are going to try and create those mistakes by forcing them off backboards out of defensive positions. Here comes a big miss. Taz will try and go for a shot as a result of it, but it will be pushed out by the back line of Triple Trouble. Tadpole back out to the midfield, trying to look for Rix Ronde. He's a bit mispositioned. Matane can take control with a dribble and beat Bluey for his trouble. As Triple Trouble go down one against Notorious Legion.
Matane has been fantastic all season long here. 1v1 with the last man in net, and it's just a simple flick. Well, simple for him. Mira UJ would probably whiff that something rotten, but he makes that look easy.
Can look easy when a team like Notorious Legion out to play. Tadpole and Rix Ronde from that corner will be challenged out by Bluey. Cash going to get beaten. Bluey with great ball control. Demos in. Good 50 from Taz, however, stops him from making any further progress. It's Tadpole and Rix with their quick breakaway and recoveries from that corner to the box. Tadpole will find his play up towards Bluey. Oh, Taz is going to intercept it instead as the positioning from Notorious Legion tries their best to predict the plays, and they're predicting it pretty well as well. They've done their research, they've done their homework. Triple Trouble just can't seem to find a confident play back out from the blue half. Bluey again will try for the dribbles, but play into the corner again by the defense.
Yeah, Notorious Legion currently sitting as the best of the rest underneath those promotion spots, and they're going to be wanting to hold on to fourth. A massive, massive improvement over last season, the previous Echo Zulu's side, and it all comes down to Cash for me, Jay. He has been fantastic, but as I say, that caster's curse, the ball soars right over him in there.
Cash has been one of those guys that has impressed me in the offense, less so the defense here, Bacon. Unfortunately, he's just a bit mispositioned to get that save in. So eventually, Triple Trouble will find their way out and get a 1-1 scoreline on the board. It's Tadpole off from the sideboard for the kickoff. Going to try and see if he can reciprocate and continue the pressure, but Taz has his own ideas. Flicks past to Rix Ronde, so there's a lot of breathing room in that box, and takes it from that corner, running out of boost. He's got to rely on Bluey to come forward now. He's got his own aerial dribble. Great ball control in towards Tadpole. Rix Ronde to follow up as Taz gets the defense, but no such ball control from him. Forced out to the corner and eventually to the midfield in the blue half. There's Tadpole now, booms it on. Tries to bump Matane out of the way, sets up this ball. Pretty nice bump. Bluey nowhere to be seen. Tadpole still controls! And he sets up his teammate for stardom. 2-1 for Triple Trouble.
So many little build-ups. There was a boost still in the midfield by Bluey. That hit by Tadpole, and then Bluey finally coming on in to secure it. It was risky business down in front of the orange net, but Triple Trouble get the job done, get the goal, and get the advantage now. 2 minutes left here in game one.
Oh, look at the pressure and bumping plays. They keep it going. Rix Ronde allowed an open net, all thanks to Bluey's bump. Keep your eye on the right-hand side of your screens. I don't think we'll catch it on the replay, but it doesn't matter. You can see how thrown off that last man was, and things are looking dangerously good for TT.
Jay, you trying to tell us that Twitch chat has to believe a caster about something that happened off screen right now? Come on.
I don't need to, because you can see what's going on screen right now. Every little bit of action being caught from the part of Triple Trouble. The midfield contention still being held out by NLE, though. They are just blocking everything that they can, but the speed coming out from Triple Trouble. This could get a little bit more scary for Notorious Legion than we may have thought. As again, the pressure builds up. They haven't allowed it to get out of this orange half for a while now. Ball sent up to the center line, but no follow-ups here from Triple Trouble this time.
Yeah, but you've got to look at how Triple Trouble are holding on to this attack right now. They're just hitting it into the corners, Jace. They're not actively looking for a goal. They're trying to set themselves up with boost, trying to set themselves up with a bit of space and get that safety. Because when you're 2 goals up, you don't need to actively take that risk of getting right into your opponent's half. You can have some liberty with timing, with space, and with pressure.
Rex with that challenge right in front of the line, trying to set up Tadpole to come in for an aerial. He couldn't quite do it, though. Rick's going to get demoed out, should open up an opportunity for Notorious Legion, but they're running out of time to get this equalizer. 2 goals to make up, 45 seconds on the clock. Passing from Rix to Tadpole, goes right on Bluey there to receive it, puts it in for Rix Ronde. And that one little element from that backboard just looks so impressive right now. Where has this Triple Trouble come from?
Bluey coming off the backboard. So many would say he's overcommitting by staying deep downfield, but it works. It's a set piece coming out from Triple Trouble there. Bluey's whole point is to beat the defenders to the ball, work as a back pass, it pulls out the defender, and then gets the attack off. Nice little flick from Cash, but the follow-up from Matane is not as crisp as it needs to be.
Taz couldn't even get his touches in of his own right. Too far upfield, too close inside the box. Tried his best to get something in, but eventually the rotations come in. And while Cash will do his best to get the dribbles up, sets up Taz for a shot. Tadpole's there to block it off. And all these efforts will go to waste. The time is way too low. 3 goals to make up. It's impossible. It's game 1 going the way of Triple Trouble. And my word, do they look scary, Bacon. Like, we asked about team play, we asked about some, like, some of the more coordinated aspects of this team and whether or not they had it together for this series in the same sort of way they had against Weedem Goals. And clearly they have. Like, that was some of the best team play I think I've seen from this team so far in the rival series.
I will say, though, remember the last series. Weedem Girls coming strong out of the gates. Notorious Legion are only doing okay at the moment. They don't seem to have as much fire in their bellies as they did before. They don't seem to be wanting to get really aggressive, hunting downfield, getting a lot of demos like we've seen in previous series. So I'm just going to say, take game 1 as it is. Triple Trouble did play amazing. But going forward, I expect some changes up, and I'm expecting Notorious Legion to get very physical.
Well, game 2 is up to play for here on Neo Tokyo, Bacon, and I think you have to agree in terms of that physicality. It most certainly will continue to be that way as this series goes on. Both teams fighting for whatever advantage they can, whether that be a bump demo or a good passing play. Any goals will do, any games will do as well for Notorious Legion. They are down by 1 in the early start of this series. It's ball out for Rix Ronde, teeing it off to the corner. Cash will try and get the dribbles out from the midfield. Nice aerial from him. Loads of boost being used up, but he's still got an opportunity against Tadpole in the end, just a little bit too slow from his part. And Tad will leave it for Bluey. He gets off the floor crease, going for the double touch. He leaves it for Rix Ronde instead. Although he couldn't solo style it out of the way, he's got loads of backup from Triple Trouble.
Yeah, Bluey did brilliant to set this up. Tarslo, a misread, and Rix Ronde gifted an open net just to hit the ball into. Only took 23 seconds for that opening goal, but Triple Trouble pick up where they left off in game 1.
Taz in against Bluey, this ball up off the ceiling, he goes for a shot and Cash just back far enough to keep this one away. Taz sets up Rix, what a touch from him. And Taz with a block, Bluey still looking for his opportunities, leaves it for Tadpole to come in and take it to the sideboard instead. You can see how every little touch right here, every position this ball is placed up is just there to keep Notorious Legion on their toes, stop them from getting any further forward of this. And a minute in, it's already a goal being found by Triple Trouble. Notorious Legion challenged at the midfield as well. Everything is just going so right for them. Notorious Legion, they'll find some demos in that back line, try to set up Cash for a decent dribble play, but it's just not going to work out for them. Tadpole with a bit of an uncharacteristic miss. That might open up a chance for Mitane. Indeed it does. And now the cracks start to show. Will they begin to grow for Triple Trouble?
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of sloppiness come out from Notorious Legion, but that sloppiness has actually pulled the defenders left, right, and center, bring them off their line. So Mitane is able to easily get up in the air there and drop the ball down nice and fast, beating out the last man in net. It's a weird case. Triple Trouble are probably going to be questioning themselves a little bit more than they should right now. What is going on with Notorious Legion? Are they going to be able to get that ball? Are they going to be trying to go straight from net? And that is going to work in Notorious Legion's favor for once.
Oh, Rick's going to get challenged by Mitane. He read that well. Cash still coming in with his own control, going for the zero angle from the top end. Dunk down for Taz could also be presented as well, but off the backboard. And the third man can't commit. Mitane too far back in this case. He'll get a touch out to try and continue the pressure. And Taz actually going to take an opportunity. Backboard plays in from him. Bounces out for Cash one more time. He looks for a double touch, but it's taken too high. And Notorious Legion, the best of offensive plays, the best of pressure, but unable to close it out. These shots and the accuracy is not quite there for them.
I mean,
but then there's that.
Sure. Originally, they were trying to go for the O up on the scoreboard up there. Notice, it's a smaller target to go for than the big hole down below, but they get a 50-50. Whatever. Sure.
Yeah, I've got nothing for that. I've got nothing to add to that. 2-1 up for Notorious Legion. The struggles have paid off eventually as they continue to find the pressure. Blue with a clear out in the midfield. Cash will get there to intercept, continue his own pressure off the floor. Backboard into Mitane, bumps out. He's put it wide. And that's just not going to be good enough here for Notorious Legion. They still have the midfield presence. There's all three players that push back in the back line. It's a demo in from Taz that takes out Bluey, but does not go any further than that. And Rix Ronde, an open net of his own right. Is that in? Oh my goodness, Rix Ronde! What was this? The overcommitments from Notorious Legion, and just like that, they find the one gap they need.
I think it hurts even more for Cash. He could have got onto that. I mean, he didn't know the ball was going to be that slow and across the net. Yeah, it just happens. But I think it's more that it's Notorious Legion's own fault, and the previous goals were down to Triple Trouble's own faults as well. It's become such a weird, disjointed game at the moment, and realistically, as long as these teams focus on themselves over their opponents, they'll be fine. But right now, they're not sure what their opponents are doing and then getting caught up in their own heads, and it's all becoming confuddled.
I have to concur. Triple Trouble. Oh, look at this position from Tadpole. Himself in against Taz. Bluey also going to follow suit with a double touch of his own. He'll put it inside the box. Follow up from Rix is missed out this time. As Cash puts it out of the midfield. Secondary touch to the backboard. No one's there from Triple Trouble. It does bounce out for Tadpole's control. So he's got a little bit forward of the aggressive third in this blue half. Speaking of Blue, it's Bluey setting us up from the midfield. But no follow-ups from Triple Trouble. They're being heavily contested. It's midfield control, and it's leaning to some good aggression. Eventually, an infield pass goes the way of Cash, and he puts it right in the upper 90.
What's the Gordon Ramsay meme? Finally, some good food. I'm liking this goal. First one we've seen in this game too. Not a simple mistake, but rather a brilliant pass up to center. Great stuff coming out from Notorious Legion. Hopefully that's going to be the turning point for this one, because there's still 1 minute 20 left, Jay. I just want to see absolute clangers going forward.
Lead being gained by NLE, and they're going to try and extend it with Cash in his control. Tadpole, however, trying to stop it, and these touches and challenges have just not been leading anywhere for Triple Trouble. Bluey with a pass out towards Tadpole might look a little bit better from this backboard. It's Cash that takes it away, up against Rix Ronde with a decent challenge, but it goes the way of NLE. Bluey wrapping over, beating out Mitane. Have to try and beat out Taz and Cash next up. Good 50, but Rix Ronde's too far forward to follow suit and find the clear. In the midfield now, Tadpole will tee it up over towards Bluey, who now maintains his own control. Light touches and awkward positions being held into the corner. Ball goes out right field. Cash will try and keep control out from the center line. It's Bluey passing up. Tadpole there to receive. A good shot off the crossbar. And not going on for this one here.
That isn't on at all. So unfair. Crossbar and post. Just going to deny it. But they've got to get back in defense. 20 seconds left to go. Cash has got a brilliant set. But Bluey keeps it on out.
Taz up the backboard here for his dunk down, misses the second touch, and that allows a breakaway for Rix Rondo that could still turn this up for triple trouble. 7 seconds, Cash trying to take control. Tadpole can't get all the control of his own right. Matane going to try to swing forward. This ball will try and touch the floor, but the moment before the clock hits 0, Rix up in the air on that corner, and it's killed off by the Notorious Legion side. So we do find an even game here, but that second game was so weird in terms of a lot of the mistakes being made from both Notorious Legion and Triple Trouble. I do feel like Notorious Legion rightfully took control of that game though. It felt like Triple Trouble just couldn't maintain full control of the ball there.
Yeah, it definitely did, and that's purely because, like I said earlier, we're having problems with the lads of Notorious Legion. We're making a lot of whiffs. It's as straightforward as that. They weren't getting shots on target like Triple Trouble were expecting them to. So where you've got to make that prediction of the ball's going on target, you've got to cover that net. So it goes off target, you're completely pulled out as a defender, meaning the follow-up comes through from Notorious Legion. And then you start thinking to yourself, okay, like if you're Triple Trouble, okay, are they going to whiff the ball? Are they actually going to hit it? What do I go and put myself there for? And that is the problem, because that extra bit of thinking can result in, say, half a second, which in Rocket League is a massive amount of distance that you would have covered or didn't cover. You know, it's all different weird mindsets currently going on that pitch. Going into game 3, it should get cleaned up, but it's just really odd how Rocket League can change just at the drop of a hat.
It has indeed changed quite the large amount there, from a stomper of a game 1 for Triple Trouble to a close game 2 for Notorious Legion. And again, I feel like Triple Trouble eased off on the gas pedal a little bit, which is what gave them the opportunities that ultimately went their way. And I feel like if that form keeps up, then Notorious Legion should be able to make mincemeat of them for the following two games here, Bacon. It is a bit of a concern, because that's one of the aspects that I base my prediction off of, is that will Triple Trouble be able to hold the team formation for the entire series? And they've had one good game with it. It shows that they can do that, but then the rest of the games are also completely up in the air. They're very questionable. We don't really know, whether or not they can until we actually see them play it out in the server. I feel like, again, they've got that potential, just a case of trying to live up to it for me.
Yeah, as you guys, of course, at home can tell, we're just remaking the server. Rix Ronde said he was getting a couple of ping spikes. We're just going to accommodate that, of course. We want these players playing at their best. Jay, for me, they've just finished the lobby test. But yeah, for me, for now, it all comes down to Notorious Legion really getting things together, being able to play a lot cleaner, being able to actually look like Notorious Legion from previous weeks.
Yeah, and I feel like they. Again, it could also be that eventuality. I feel like it could well be the we could well see the Notorious Legion from previous weeks that have done insane stuff as well. Contested heavily against the likes of that RCD squad. Obviously, they've had some very good series over the course of time. And I think they've got a lot more potential as well. Like, they won't be able to make it into the promotion scene for this season, but next season, I can see a lot of options for them going forward. So, we have to wait and see how well that goes for them next season. For this current game, though, this is where it's going to be crunch time for them. Can they stop Triple Trouble from taking their spot in the next season as well? I mean, it's not a done deal per se, but it will be one more step along the ladder for them, I think.
Yeah, it definitely will. We're just getting back into the lobby right now. They've just finished up their test. Everything seems fine. So with that, we should be hopping back on the pitch. Jay is now, as we always say, effectively a best of 3. I know I hate saying it, but going forward, it's really
you are banned. You are banned from this broadcast. Get out. Don't say that to me. Right, game 3, and Cash is already shooting for the fences. It's
Let's
Rick
go.
Ronde with a save out of this one, and the pressure and pace picks up once again for NLE. It's Mitane off the backboard, leaving it for Taz. Bluey will come forward and try and contest. That's a bad pinch, though. That could have been punished so easily by Mitane if we come forward. And Rick Ronde still puts this out to the box. No second player there to go for the shot. Cash coming in, and Bluey takes control, pinching it off the sideboard, and from that corner now is where Bluey will take control. Teed up and over. Here comes Tadpole for the dunk. Too many players there in the box. Too many players on that backboard. Bluey now holding the defense. He comes out. This is easy for Taz. Another big mistake for the Triple Trouble side. And it's one on the board for NLE.
Error 404. Defense not found. I mean, I can find it, Jay. All down in the orange end of the pitch. Triple Trouble, they're going to be kicking themselves about that one. That is not the kind of mistake they should be making. Veterans of Rocket League, and simple error.
Oh, but look at the passing play and the recovery. Talk about overcommitments. Want to talk about where's the defense? Where is it from Notorious Legion? Yes, they had Taz back there, but Bluey with the quick pass and Tadpole with a quicker shot. And just like that, we're all 1-1 on this board here. Only 60 seconds into this game as well, as Cash goes off the ceiling to try and get the lead back for Notorious Legion. Taz will follow suit as well, looking for his own control. Pinch out from that corner. Mitane will tee it up. The man can't commit just yet because Tadpole's also gained control. Cash back on. Bit wide, but Bluey takes it away. Taz still set up here. Backboard touch in for the second. Going to take it to the left-hand side as Kyle gets mispositioned, and Notorious Legion we held out for a little bit here. That ball is getting dangerously close, and we're seeing more and more of this trademark aggression. They got Notorious Legion so far in that last game. Have the dribble up from Mitane. Can't contest against Tadpole, though.
Yeah, things are really hotting up here on Manfield. Both of these two teams looking to brawl. Triple Trouble finally getting a lot of pace about themselves. But you look at the connections trying to come on through from Notorious Legion. You have to admire that. It's been a quiet minute now. No goals scored as these two teams are really solidifying themselves.
Taz up, Cash to try and respond to it as well. Tadpole blocks it, Bluey comes forward. 40 points the boost, pinching in, backboard play in towards the next man, but Tadpole's a little bit too low, a little bit too far forward to commit to that aerial shot. Rick Ronde will try and continue the pressure though. It's Cash's job to try and get it away from him. Bluey and Tadpole are quite far away from this ball's path. Cash will take it to the corner rather than going for a direct shot. That might allow a bit more time stalling and a bit more setup for Mitane and Taz. Unable to get those shots in, unable to find the setup. Cash will come forward once again off that sideboard, looking for the flip reset against them all. Bumps in, this could open up a chance, but not to be. Bluey gets it out of the midfield. No boost left for him though. Taz can continue to press the issue here off this backboard. 2.5 minutes to go in game 3, and we've seen a even standing here between both squads. The best of NLE, and I guess you can say the best of the Triple Trouble defensive, because the offensive has been a little bit lackluster, I feel.
It has indeed, Jay, but it's done its job. Right now, Notorious Legion are just making Triple Trouble hurt. They have got no boost. One of the two back pads is continuously stolen away, and then they just have that one and the small pads for the rest of Triple Trouble to try and share amongst themselves. It is super hard to break out of their own half. Demo as well.
Oh my God!
That's still not good enough. Triple Trouble hold on for dear life.
That demo could have opened up the back line for the off-angle shot. I don't know what you'd call that bounce, but the post becomes the savior of the game for Triple Trouble, and now they try and capitalize on the opportunity they've been given. Up in that orange half from the corner, Tadpole into Bluey. Cash there to block it once again. Rick's Ronde going in from the corner, bounce out against Mitane. Bluey comes forward, Rick's Ronde repositions, looking for his shot still. Mitane blocks it, and Tadpole still lurking in the midfield will now find his chance to shine up against Taz. He gets it past him. Challenge! Oh my God! Tadpole scores it against all odds. 2-1 up for Triple Trouble.
You can see the sheer willpower coming out there. Tadpole, knowing how much this game means to them, just holds on to that ball for dear life. The strongest bear hug I have ever seen. 1 minute remaining. Mitane's on the attack. He's wanting to break dreams, but it's not going to happen.
Not today, not just yet, not in this game. Cash and Matane on rotation. And Taz now has control, past Rix. Matane trying to find his way in, but Bluey intercepts. Cash gonna find his clear and move into offensive positions. They need something good here for NLE. How to boost there for the midfield control. Bluey now locks for his control from that corner. Beats out one. Cash contesting Rix Ronde and moves even closer to this. Tadpole up off the ceiling. Matane coming in for the shot. Bluey can block that. It's open for Taz, but he takes it to the backboard. Up for Cash for one final time. Will bounce into the corner. Matane going to look for his way in, and the accuracy again is going to hurt Notorious Legion. Clear out to their half. Tadpole going to carry this ball as close as he can, and the demo's in from the midfield will open up for Cash. Nice dribble up against Bluey and up against Rix Ronde. Matane off the crossbar. Second touch will not be found. Neither can Taz gain his own control. The ball will be kept alive just about by Cash. Somehow I thought he let that one go, but the ball to the center. Rix Ronde looks for his shot. Taz holds the defense to the backboard once again. Matane sets it up. Cash looks for his way out on towards the box. Here comes Taz to the ceiling right in front of net, but the back line holds itself to get this one on the floor, and triple trouble, heart attack moments left, right and center. They do secure match point first, 2-1 up in this game and 2-1 up at this stage in the series.
You believed it there at the end. Notorious Legion,
I
how they kept that ball in the air for so long. They were going to do it, but big moves from the defenders up on the backboard. And we have to say big moves from Tadpole in that game there, Jay. Like, that last goal was massive and has now set the tone, because he was able to take on two players without any boost, just falling through the air. Let's just see what he can do here in game number 4. 2-1 match point and survival point for Triple Trouble. I do believe if they get this game, they get this win, they are safe to go into next season.
Well, not quite, but I think it would boost their chances at this stage, Bacon. Still an important series regardless for them. Tadpole to the backboard into Rix Ronde for the dunk. And 11 seconds in, Triple Trouble will start things off on the right foot. 1-0 up for TT.
I mean, they don't call him Super Rixy for nothing. Quick kickoff goal, and that is a banger in only 11 seconds. 1-0. Triple Trouble setting the tone. Notorious Legion, you are going to have to work for this comeback.
Matane with a miss. Bluey up towards Rix Ronde. They're going to continue to press this issue here. They've just got so much presence in the orange half ever since that last game. Rix up, here comes Cash. This could be a bit dangerous for Triple Trouble. Nice bounce on the first, but Bluey reads that ball well regardless. His experience going to carry him forward with that one. Rix moves forward alongside Tadpole at the midfield. Taz beaten. Rix out to no man's land inside that corner. Obviously not on target. It's Matane, challenged by Tadpole to the backboard. Taz in an awkward position. Tadpole can't recover it, and Bluey's too far back to continue the shot opportunities here. They will still try and press the issue, but the midfield control has fallen apart here for Triple Trouble. The flicks back in, but Bluey gets off the net ceiling and gets that defense in for his side.
So, a very quiet last minute from both sides. Triple Trouble, naturally, Jay, are going to try and play super safe now. They've got the advantage. They don't need to put so much risk on in. Nice little pop there from Tadpole. That's an easy pick up from Tars. Not a great hit over to the side, and Rix Ronde has been gifted an open net.
Super Rixy, 2-0. I thought Tadpole was going to have to take this off the crossbar, but no, it's just low enough. And the defense for Notorious Legion this time is crumbling, Bacon. Things are not looking good for that orange half of the field. It's Rixy over up against Taz for this kickoff. Tadpole will come in, set up Bluey for a clear. No, Cash is going to take his opportunities. Hit to the backboard of the right-hand side. Matane will press forward. Cash will look for his way out. Awkward touch from Rix, but it is enough to get it out of the way. Taz still with an aerial. Good challenge in towards Bluey. He's got no backup, though. That's what they need mostly from Notorious Legion. They've got a lot of great pressure, a lot of great setups, but no second and third players to continue it going out here. Ball and in front of an open net and everything. No, Cash didn't take that midfield touch. He ran out of boost. He couldn't get back in time to the offensive line. Matane challenge Tadpole. Open opportunities, a little bit mispositioned there from Triple Trouble, but again, can't get punished here by the Notorious Legion side. Taz will press the issue up against Tadpole. Good challenge. Here comes Bluey with a doink and a half, I should say.
Yeah.
3-0 on the board. Triple Trouble have come alive once again.
Oh, we know the subpar boys are probably going to be going ecstatic over this one. A doink to possibly secure themselves, Jay. 3-0. I know there is still 3 minutes in this game, but it's still such a ginormous task ahead of him, especially when Bluey's looking for another. Oh, wow.
The pressure being applied. Notorious Legion just can't keep pace. Tadpole off that backboard in towards Rix. Taken away by the defensive of Cash. Bluey still makes his way into the box, and Cash will get set up for a nice setup here against Tadpole. Wins out the fight? No. One touch is all they need to hold the defense, and again, Triple Trouble will not let go of their lead, and their lead has grown by quite a margin. 3-0 past half-time, and Notorious Legion need a quick attack if they want to try and turn this back around. They've got 2 minutes. It's not impossible, but it will be very difficult, especially as the blocks come in. Taz pops this one up in towards Cash, but Bluey still gets the save. What do you have to do?
Well, oh my days! They're lucky on that one, but the follow-through had no one on it, Jay. This is the problem. Triple Trouble are playing at a pace where it just requires everyone to be going at 100. Unfortunately, it was 0 in front of the net after that one.
And finally, something going the way of Notorious Legion. Time still on the clock for them. That demo could open things up. No follow-ups from Cash in the back line, though. Does not come forward for his shot. Ball set up for Taz, bouncing out from that corner. They've still got Tadpole in position for the recovery, and Cash back on the backboard. Bluey now has control. Mitane, you're going to get beaten. This is the breakaway. We've seen Bluey win these on his own. He gets it off the backboard instead, and Cash finds it clear. Rix Ronde is far back enough. 100 boost against Taz. Good challenge into the corner. Bluey will press up. Demoed out against Mitane. Both players getting taken out. And Tadpole now with his dribble up against Taz. If he fakes this out, this could be disastrous, but both players commit towards one player on the offense from the center line. Mitane tees it up. 25 points of boost. Got to pass towards Taz, but Taz is too close. They couldn't find the infield. So we remain at a 2-goal deficit, trying to get it growing on the Triple Trouble side as they're back in the offensive half.
Yeah, and Taz there had no boost. He was just following along the ground. It was just mere pressure through presence. So he couldn't get up in the air. If he had, let's just say 30 in the tank, he would have been able to get that like we've seen before. This is the problem. Notorious Legion are playing a dangerous game to try and just get 2 goals right now.
Oh, Bluey, backboard. Here comes the redirect right in front of the net. They all missed it out. Rix Ronde is allowed a 0-mile-an-hour goal, just blocked off by the defense. It's still open for Bluey, and that's the 4th goal. All the control, all the touches. This Triple Trouble is looking dangerous, deadly, and stone cold solid.
Mitane just yeeted out the way there by Bluey, able to quickly turn around on it, and you are done. I'm sorry, Jay. What a game this has been from Triple Trouble. Salt in the wound as well there at the end.
That's got to be GG. Unless they do something miraculous. Caster's curse, Bacon. What are the prospects?
Hold the phone. It could happen. 13 seconds a goal. I mean, a decent goal and a very quick kickoff. We'll see. We'll see.
I fear for my sanity. Oh no, never mind. We're back
there we go.
We're
done. We're done. Yeah, sorry.
We're good.
Sorry if anyone got their hopes up. Triple Trouble just had to bring us back on track.
Yeah, all good. Don't worry. 23 seconds, 5-2 up for TT. And the best of chances for Notorious Legion will be wasted here. This is looking like a 3-1 series for that blue side of the court. And I have to emphasize what a performance we've seen from this team for a squad that has developed match after match, week after week, time after time here in the Rival Series. This is the best evolution we've seen of Triple Trouble so far in this season. And the prospects for this side are brilliant. They will maintain survival here in that middle 3 position. Cash will get 1 for the road. A small little consolation prize for this team, but Triple Trouble, honestly, do you know what? I said earlier in the night in the pregame they wasn't going to win against BDS next week. Start questioning that. Start questioning that big time.
Maybe. This is the triple trouble we expected out of the gates, though, Jay. That's what you got to think about. I think triple trouble didn't. They just underestimated their opponents this season. You know, they didn't think they were going to be as hard to beat as what it turned out to be. I mean, no one really expected, you know, your Solari Notorious Legion to be so strong this season. BDS, we didn't get to see them in the off season, so they came in super strong by comparison. So I think Triple Trouble might have just been sleeping on their opponents a bit. They've had the wake-up call, and boy, has it woken them up. That, for me, I think makes them safe into next season. We'll see. Jan will be able to confirm it for us when we bring him back in a little bit. But
I think we should bring him back now, actually.
Let's bring him back now.
I want to see. I know Jan's been running the numbers as we've been going on here on the screen. So, like, tell us, man, what is this current standings and where do we stand at the moment?
At the moment, we have Triple Trouble in 4th spot with 5 and 3. Notorious Legion Esports sitting in 4 and 4. But as we have been already talking at the start of the series, Notorious Legion have already cemented their spot as surviving for next season. Triple Trouble just made sure that they're staying for the next season as well. So that loss to Team BDS, if that comes next week, will not affect their positioning. So for now, the most important battle is going to be happening later on, next week, where RGM and Weedham Girls will be fighting for survival, and there will be a little bit of a hustle at the top of the standings. If Team BDS actually loses to Triple Trouble, this gives an opportunity for RCD Espanyol to leave program. Solari is also in the battle. Basically, it's not over until it's over. So next week, make sure to tune in on Friday for the main Rocket League stream. This is going to be a battle for the ages. You're still going to see a lot of tears, sweat, everything left on the field. Best luck to your team, whichever team you're cheering for. But Triple Trouble, what a series. We thought maybe they're once again going to get in each other's way. But to me, it felt like 3 players who perhaps previously were trying to go solo. This time, they sat together, they drew up all the plays that they wanted to run, and then they executed them perfectly on the field. This was brilliant. Even Bluey came into the action up front. So to me, it felt like every single member of Triple Trouble was doing their best, and not just their best, what they needed to do in each respective situation, and that's what gave them the series.
I mean, sorry, I just wanted to say, like, you know, the key thing that I have to take away from that is that Bacon at the start of this series said that they're the best solo standard team in the rival series. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to agree with me on this.
Oh yeah, I've already on my notepad over here literally put across 3 the words of solo. They're just the best standard team. That's it. They're still at the ranked warriors level, I think. They're still at one little jump up, but they have really, you know, proved themselves here today.
Absolutely. Like, you know, the team plays, the link-ups, you know, there was always a lot of pressure, and it was always down to infield passes and coordination on those clearaways. Like, it just looked so confident, and they looked so scary as well. You know, I thought that even if they were able to get that team play together, there would still be some like little cut-offs and rotations and, you know, bumps in and some more small little mistakes that will throw them off. But like, none of that was to be seen. You know, Notorious Legion were just contested from the word go, and that really excites me for Triple Trouble, you know, because like we were questioning whether or not these talents could come together in their previous championship series, rival series experience, and whether or not they'd be able to get the chemistry together to form a team like this. And they absolutely have. They absolutely have. And this is the series that finally is the magic moment for them, I think.
Are you feeling as supportive of Triple Trouble now after you've seen the series, Bacon? Are good hopes for next season?
So I'll just say, look at the teams that joined us this season, right? How many of those do we expect to see? Like, we'll just say like Solari, Notorious Legion, like RCD Espanyol really hit out of the park. Who knows what happens in the off season, but Triple Trouble are putting the foundations in place. This, as by all means, they're currently sitting in 4th, and I'm counting this as this is their builder season. You know, this is just for them to get a little bit comfortable, a little bit settled in as a unit, and then next season is the one where they're going to really, you know, strive for everything. We take a look to previous teams in the past that have done this. Let's just look at Vlocho right now. Back when they were, you know, Team Secret, even it was the same sort of team transition over time. And I think that's the story we're going to get with Triple Trouble as they go forward.
That's something to look forward to, and for them, just gonna build up that legacy and history behind them. But what a day it has been. 4 games already done. We have seen all the almost impossible happen in the series between RCD Espanyol versus Servette Geneva. Team BDS swept Team Verdicts in the last game of the season for the German squad. Weedham Girls succumbed to Solari, and that really put Solari up outside of into the playoffs and outside those spots that did not give them that opportunity. And Triple Trouble made sure that in the game that pretty much mattered the most, they make sure that everything is going their way. And once again, they have waved that flag of, hey, you were thinking we're going to be at the top at the start of the season. Perhaps that's not exactly where we're going to end up but next season for sure. Just be ready for us. Remember the name, Triple Trouble. Gentlemen, that's going to be it for us. I wish I could say to you that we have 3 more games to play, or just let's have Triple Trouble again immediately with BDS. But unfortunately for today, that is it. And it's a little bit of a bittersweet moment because for European side of the things, the B streams are over. This is the final stream. Alas, but I can only thank you to you folks. Bacon and Jay have been here for a couple of these streams. I hope you have been enjoying everything as it has been happening. The team behind the scenes has been working tremendous things to make sure that things are appearing on your screen, the numbers are right, and I just big shout out to everyone who has been making sure that these broadcasts have been as smooth as they've been. Of course, everyone has been previously on the casting desk, our league and Damascus earlier today, as well as everyone has contributed. So many people to name: Craftman, Face, Nambi. We got well, that's I'm pretty sure actually rounds it up. I actually popped up to the casting desk at some point as well. So. But it has been such a tremendous pleasure, such a tremendous privilege as well. So thanks to Signings as well. This is not over for the Rival Series as yet. Next Friday, of course, the remainder are the 4 games. As I've mentioned, almost too much to play for. And of course, one more stream for this channel, for the B stream. That's going to be the North American Rival Series. That's going to be happening on Sunday. That is March 22nd at 10 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to
tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
What did I say?
March 22nd, like it's way off in the future. No,
March 22nd, Sunday. Indeed, tomorrow. Don't want to confuse anyone with that one. So really, we'll hope to see you all again. We couldn't have done it with you, the viewers. You have been absolutely amazing, spamming our chats like you do once again. But it's for you that we are putting on these shows. So thank you once again. Well, this has been quite a run. Jay, Bacon, perhaps any last thoughts you want to add as we're heading out? And by the way, in about 7 minutes, North American RLCS starts. For those of you curious, the pre-show, but you might still want to know. But for now, Jay, something you want to what are the words you want to send us off with?
Well, first thing is just keep your eye on that BDS RCD Espanyol contention and that WDG versus RJM match. Like that match is going to be full survival, and if RCD lose next week, then that could shake up their entire season entirely. Other than that, just follow me on Twitter at the Eternal J. It's down there somewhere. You know, just do that self-promo stuff and everything. And yeah, that's it. Just enjoy the final week.
I guess I've got to do the little Twitter plug as well. Yeah, Digital Bacon 1. But for me, is the Weedham Girls RGM match next week. Everyone better be watching that, because that is, well, a part of Rocket League history, because only one of those 2 teams can leave the ring. I guess it's been a little bit like a boxing match, you know. One team comes out surviving into next season. One team, unfortunately, has to go back through play-ins. So for me, that is going to be definitely the one to watch next week.
Well, you've heard the man. Make sure you make a note in your calendar next week on Friday. You want to see those games happening. That's going to be March 27th at 6 p.m. Central European Time. But from myself, Jay, Bacon, all the team here at Rival Esports, we thank you for watching. And whenever you see us next time, we'll see you then. Goodbye and good night.